Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. Today we'll be making this 3D mini puffed cake using crispy treats and fondant. For the base of the cake, I am still going to use the regular sponge cake. I'm filling in with buttercream, and I'll have the recipe for the buttercream listed in the description box and in the eye icon up top for you guys. I've used 2 6 inches cut in half, so I have a nice tall 4-layered cake for this project. You can take a knife and start trimming down the very top, working your way down the cake, trying to make it a bit rounded, and then I tapered it in towards the base, and I've also cut a little kind of indent right at the top where the head can fit. Take away tiny sections at a time. You can't really add, but you can always take away, so take your time with this. And then when you're happy with the finish of the cake, cover it completely in either buttercream or dark chocolate ganache. I've used a mixture of both here, filling in any spaces where the cake layers meet, and also just trapping in those crumbs, making sure that none of those crumbs make it to that final layer of frosting. And if it does, it's actually no stress because it will be covered with fondant anyway. This is a acetate sheet that I've got here, and I'm just smoothing it out with the acetate sheet. It can bend to the shape of the cake, and that's why it's much easier to use one of those. Pop it into the fridge to set for 20 minutes, and in the meantime you can make your Rice Krispie treats. You will need marshmallows, doesn't matter if they're colored. You can zap them in the microwave for about 40 seconds and then again for 20 seconds until they're completely melted, and then stir through your, I've got rice bubbles here. I think in some countries they're called Rice Krispies. You can even use Cocoa Puffs, totally up to you. Give it a good mix. You're gonna have to get really vigorous here. And then when it's completely amalgamated, you can take some oil onto your hands so that it doesn't stick to your hands, and then press it, condense it into the shape that you need. I've also added a little bit of oil on my working surface so it doesn't stick to my countertop. And I'm basically pressing it into a cube, but I'm rounding the corners as well. So this will be the head for our mini puffed. I'm going to take my index fingers and press them in evenly to create the eye sockets, and then press in with a clean hand for the mouth as well. If you want a wide smile like what I'm going for, then you can indent it. If you just want like a regular line smile, you can skip indenting the mouth. For the arms, I'm rolling it out into a log. This also helps to condense the whole thing together as you're rolling it out. With my thumb, I'm creating an indent all down the middle, and then another one right at the end for his hand. At the very top of the arm, press it downwards so that it kind of flattens out at the top. This will give it a bit more of a realistic arm look. If you were to skip that step, the arm would come off the rest of the body really bulgily, if that's a word. I'm making it a word. It'll just look like an awkward bulge, so I definitely recommend pressing that down first. Stick it to your cake with some ganache, and that will stay on there. That's the beauty of using Rice Krispie treats. If you were to try to do this with cake pop batter, it would be super duper heavy and it would fall off, wouldn't really hold its shape too well, and that's why we use crispy treats for this sort of project. Cover the whole thing with ganache. Basically, you want to fill in any of those spaces where there's crispy treats kind of bulging up. This will fill in those gaps and make it all nice and smooth. I actually ran out of ganache, so I went to the fridge and just got whatever buttercream I had left over from the previous project. This will work too, and the fondant can stick to this just fine. Get in there right underneath the arms as well, and then take that same acetate sheet and smooth out the arms and the rest of the body. Once you're happy with the finish, pop it back into the fridge to set. And in the meantime, we can work with our fondant. So I've used white fondant by Bakehouse. I've got a little bit of icing sugar on my countertop and on the fondant, just to make sure that it doesn't stick. You want to roll it out a little bit thicker than usual. So I've got about 3-4 millimeters in thickness here, and I made it slightly thicker. That way, if there were any indents that I missed, it won't show through as much because the fondant's pretty thick. Drape it over your cake, massage it from the front first, and then work your way to the back, undoing those pleats and massaging the fondant into those spaces. Don't worry if you mess it up, you're probably going to get some folds here and there. You can cover it with a cape or just add extra fondant over those pieces later. I've used a fondant smoother to make sure that it's all nice and adhered right at the base. And then take a small spatula to cut off the excess. With the little fondant tool, you can even use a brush. I'm just kind of angling it and pressing into the arms to create those folds that we had before, and to also section off his hands. When that's done, take his head, cover it with ganache, and again you want to go nice and heavy so you can feel in all those bumps from the rice bubbles. When it's all covered, take that acetate sheet and smooth it all out. For the eyes though, you might want to use a clean finger and kind of poke out any excess ganache, or you could just use your little spatula. Totally up to you. When he's nice and smooth, pop him back into the fridge to set completely. Again, just taking some fondant, draping it over the top of his now firmed finish of ganache. And this is a lot easier to cover. Press into his eyes before you attach any extra fondant at the bottom, so you kind of want to work from the top down. Pull at the pleats and massage right into the base. Unlike the other cake, you'll want to cut the excess fondant off at about 1 centimeter or so from the base of his head. And I did this because I planned to fold that fondant underneath his head. That way when it sits on the rest of the body, you won't be able to see the Rice Krispie treats or any ganache coming undone and kind of staining our fondant. Stick him on with 2 skewers to make sure that he stays on there. And then roll a white bowl of fondant, stick it into the eye sockets with a little bit of water. First I kind of flattened it out on my fondant smoother with a spatula, that way it was just perfectly circular. And use your fingers to help shape the eyeballs. Basically you just want them to be as symmetrical as possible. Add on little black balls the same way. I kind of took a little bit of water and brushed over the top just to make them as black as possible and remove any extra icing sugar. Cut a section for his mouth and then indent his chubby cheeks with that same tool again. For the hat, you can take some white fondant, cut out a nice big circle, make sure that it's decently thick, a good centimeter or so. Do the same with a smaller scale blue fondant disc, stick them together with some water and let it sit on the counter for at least an hour if you can. You want to make sure that it hardens. Then you can take a red log, flatten it out, or you could roll it out, and then cut a nice long rectangle and a triangle at the end of said rectangle just to make it look like a ribbon. You could leave it like that, or you could also taper in the very top corner as well. Position it where you like it, and then to make sure that it does not fall off, add in a toothpick. I used the fondant smoother just to press it in the rest of the way because it was pretty pointy. And attach your ribbon with some water. You could add his little scarf thingy if you want to go retro, or you could just leave it as it is. And that is how you make a mini puffed cake. I hope you guys enjoyed this one and give it a go. If you do, hashtag Rosie's Dessert Spot so I can check it out as well. Feel free to subscribe for more cake decorating tutorials, and we'll see you again in the next one.